Here's a question that I get all the time from brands. Should I be on TikTok Shop? Should I enter TikTok Shop? Is TikTok Shop worthwhile for me? Well, I'm going to be getting into that today, and I'm going to show you the proven research method to figure out whether or not your brand should actually even be on TikTok Shop. Here we go. Hey, my name is Jordan West, and over the past 10 years, I have built and sold multiple e-commerce brands and learned just as much from the ones that didn't work out. Now, I'm on a mission to grow North America's largest social commerce agency and creator network. Stick around, and I'm going to share the tools, strategies, and lessons that are helping brands crush it right now. Hey guys, welcome back. We are going to be talking all about TikTok Shop, whether or not you should be on TikTok Shop or not. Before we get started, let me talk about the rise of TikTok Shop. First of all, social commerce has entered North America. For the longest time, we thought that this was only something that was going to work in Asia, but now we've seen live shopping. We've seen the predominance of live shopping. We have seen what is going on with people actually purchasing on platform. You know, Meta, Instagram, Facebook came out with their social commerce platform. I think what really changed the game was when affiliates started to enter the mix and brands have started to take notice. Now, I run one of the biggest social commerce agencies in North America, the Social Commerce Club, and this is what we are absolutely obsessed with all the time. The rise of TikTok Shop has been phenomenal to see. The way that affiliates and brands work together is phenomenal, and a lot of enterprise brands, and some of you probably watching this are very big brands because you know me from the space. Some of you are probably looking at this and thinking to yourself, should I even enter? I can tell you that TikTok Shop is growing astronomically right now. TikTok Shop is showing even bigger growth than Shopify or Amazon did in the early days. And we're seeing the hockey stick growth. So should you enter TikTok Shop? Absolutely, if it makes sense for your brand. And that's what we're going to get into today. So I want to talk about some competitor research and how we're going to do competitor research. Now, there are a couple of different tools out there. There's FastMoss, there's Calidata, there's a couple of others that are entering the space as well. These are the two that I recommend. Today, we're going to dive into Calidata. Now, what you should know is I have absolutely no affiliation with Calidata whatsoever. We just like to use them. We pay them lots of money. They do not sponsor this, but they're the ones that I'm going to show you right now. So we're going to talk about popular products. We're going to talk about the kinds of products that you can look into to see whether or not it makes sense. We're going to talk about blue ocean products. We're going to talk about blue ocean categories, but then we're going to also talk about whether or not it makes sense at this point in time for you to invest the time into TikTok Shop. Now, what I can tell you from running an agency and one of the biggest agencies in the space is that it takes a lot of time and a lot of effort. And that's why big brands come to Social Commerce Club to help them with their TikTok Shop, because it is a lot of work. And so let me dive into, first of all, how I like to look at this. So if you guys are listening right now on podcast, I am actually sharing my screen and I'm going to be walking you through that. For you guys that are on YouTube right now, you're going to be able to actually see my screen, which is really fun. So we're going to go through what I'm going to be looking at here. So what we're going to be looking at first is we're going to go into your particular category. And so let's just say that you are in the beauty and personal care space. So what we're going to look at right now is we're going to look at your overall category. So number one, let's just say that that you sell in the beauty and personal care space, that you sell a product that is a neck and back massager. So we're going to look specifically into neck and back massagers for you guys. So what we're going to be looking at, and some of the things that I'm looking at right now, is I'm looking at the beauty and personal care space overall. And I'm looking for the last 30 days. Now, the last 30 days is an interesting one here. We're looking at the category itself is 19% down comparatively to the previous month. Now, the reason why it's down is because we were comparing that to November, and November is generally the biggest shopping month in here. We can see that the number of shops in this particular category are 21,210. So by no means is this a saturated place. What we can see also in this space is that it continues to, if we look overall, so let's go ahead and look at a bigger time swath. So let's look at the last 90 days, and we can see that it's actually up 20% over that time. We can see that the revenue growth rate is 63%, so it continues to grow. So we're going to look into this over here. So we're going to go into our shiatsu neck and back massager. So right now we can see that the top product in the category right now sold 10.56 million over the last 90 days. They've sold 302,000 of these. Now, if we are looking to get into the space and we're trying to get into a blue ocean, we can obviously see that this is already a price sensitive category. And so that's one thing to look at right now. Do we want to get into a price sensitive category? Right now, we can see that the average unit price is $34.95. We can see that a lot of this revenue is being driven by the top 10% of creators. So the very top creator that we can see in this space from Calidata is doing 1.05 million in the last 90 days, which is absolutely massive. We can also see that they're doing nothing as far as live revenue. So what I'm really trying to teach you guys in this podcast and video today is how to look into some of these different unit economics to see whether or not it is worthwhile. And what we can see here is that the live revenue is 3.82 million. The video revenue itself is 6.75 million. So we know that we're going to have to do something when it comes to lives as well. And we're going to have to incentivize the creators that we work with in lives. Now, remember, TikTok Shop is all about incentivizing creators, incredible creators, to work with you, right? It is powerful, but it is not for everyone. So if you're a big brand right now and you're looking at coming in with a shiatsu neck massage and back massager, you're probably going to need to have some sort of differentiator. Now, is there room for big brands in this space? Yes, absolutely. This is not just for knockoff type brands. This is for real brands. So if we see a neck massager and back massager doing really well, but we're a bigger brand that comes in at double the price. So let's just say that we're coming in, this one's going between $38 and $42. Let's just say that we're a bigger brand and we're coming in at more of the $60 range. If we have a brand behind us and a brand that's recognizable, then we can absolutely do that. What I'm trying to show you guys today is the truth about TikTok Shop is that you can enter even red oceans on TikTok Shop, and nothing on TikTok Shop is yet a red ocean. And so we would go in, and one of the things that you'll hear other people talk about, and I do not recommend this, is they recommend going in, and we can see that Becoming Bethany Official right now has done 1.05 million of revenue. And so they would recommend then going and talking to this Bethany character and trying to get her to rep our massager. No, absolutely not. What we want to do now is we want to go into some adjacent categories, right? And so we're going to go into some adjacent categories. And so let's go backwards here. And I'm going to go back into, our Wavy Talk Negative Ion Single Thermal Brush. And so I'm looking here at our Wavy Negative Ion Single Thermal Brush here. And what I'm going to look at is I'm going to see, okay, so looks like their top creator, Daniela, that she did 2.1 million. So I'm going to look at her and I'm going to say, hey, has she worked with any of the ones that we've worked with? No, it doesn't look like it, but it looks like she's working in an adjacent category. She's an affiliate that's willing to contact. And so we're going to try to get a hold of her on TikTok Shop. And I'll have other videos that actually walk through the best way to get a hold of top creators on TikTok Shop. Now, what you guys may not realize is that getting a hold of top creators on TikTok Shop is ridiculously difficult. And so at Social Commerce Club, what we have done is we are building the highest GMV creator network. People cannot get into our creator network unless they're doing 50,000 of revenue a month, which is a high bar. And so we're aggregating all of those creators together so that anytime a brand comes and works with Social Commerce Club, we're able to drop a product into that group. And that group is able to then take that product and make it go viral because they already understand how to go viral. And so finding people like this is absolute gold. So if we can find this person's Danielle Athena, if we can find a person like Danielle Athena and get her into a group like that, phenomenal. For you guys and the brands and agencies that are out there watching, start to gather your creators, get a hold of them. Right here, the creator contact, we can see that we can get a hold of her on TikTok. We can get a hold of her on email. We can also DM her on Instagram. All of these places are great places, but just remember that she's probably going to be getting a ton of different messages. So making sure that your messaging actually resonates with her is really, really important. Again, try and go for these product adjacent categories. And that's really going to be something that's going to help you out an absolute ton, finding especially these top creators. So let's review here. Should you be on TikTok Shop? The answer, unless your AOV is above $200, in which case I'm going to have another video on high AOV products and another podcast on high AOV products. Should you be on TikTok Shop? The answer is absolutely. What we are seeing on TikTok Shop is this incredible halo effect that goes across all channels. And so what you'll see when you start to do well on TikTok Shop is you might have a conversion rate on your site of, let's just say like 0.8%. You know, maybe it's a 1% conversion rate and you're used to like a 2 to a 3% on your website. Well, a lot of those people came to your TikTok Shop, and still right now, not everyone is trusting the shop itself. And so what you'll see is you'll see this big halo effect over onto Amazon, which is incredible because you'll then have people searching for you and buying you on Amazon, which then makes your Amazon listing go higher. You'll also see it happen on .com and retail if you're also in retail. So for those of you who are wondering, should you be on TikTok Shop? The answer predominantly is always absolutely yes. Use tools like Calidata to be able to do that. And if you guys want help, this is the time to reach out to us at Social Commerce Club. If you have questions, please feel free to text them in if you're listening to this on Spotify, or if you are on YouTube, feel free to throw them into the comments there, and I try and answer all of the comments myself. I hope that this was helpful for you guys today. Let me know your biggest takeaways, and I'm going to have all sorts of fun things for you guys to check out down in the show notes. Thanks so much. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you haven't, hit that subscribe button below and check the description for any free goodies that I've got down there. Thanks so much. See you on the next one.